Okay, if you're a member, rewards at TYT.com. That's for Green New Dealer Dragon for the great idea there. If you're a member, we give you a $100 Blue Apron gift card if you come up with these great ideas or say something really funny, etc. So, M. Marshall makes a good point. Just don't allow Wall Street to buy homes. Yeah, that would solve it, but they don't really want that. That's why they put in the loopholes. Mr. Unknown says, didn't Tucker Carlson highlight how great Russian supermarkets are? Yep. Savage Lou says, Dems are trying to, okay. So this is the next level of attack is what they're predicting. The Dems are trying to turn the prices gay. Wait for it. You think they won't do it? Okay, so good point. Brooke Marks makes an excellent point on Twitch. Excuse me, I'd like to file a complaint. Jordan in a non-flannel collared shirt is a jump scare, and we should have been notified ahead of time. Okay, agreed, that's fair. And Brooke, I'm sorry we did you wrong like that. Okay, we go to YouTube members. Great Eastern Sun says, TYT Rainbow, please let this be the last year that we need to hear his stupid voice campaigning. And by the way, guys, if he gets loses / gets clobbered in this election, even if he doesn't get clobbered, everybody's done with him. And then he's gonna flail desperately the rest of his life, and it's gonna be beautiful to see. Unrecognized Talent said, totally agree with Cenk. I don't know what you agreed on, which story, but I agree on you agreeing with me. We'll be back.
He's weird.
Back on the Young Turks, Cenk, Jordan, and Jackson with you guys. Also, Christine Reed hit the beautiful join button below the beautiful video. Thanks for doing that, Christine. Jesse and Kyle have both gifted memberships, and we appreciate you guys. You're awesome. All right, Jordan.
Take a look at this.
Virtually 100% of the net job creation in the last year has gone to migrants. You know that?
You just heard Donald Trump claim that virtually all jobs last year went to migrants. And Trump didn't just stop there. Let's watch him do some more math. Take a look.
Most of the job creation has gone to migrants. In fact, I've heard that substantially more than beyond the number of 100%. It's a much higher number than that, but the government hasn't caught up with that yet. But virtually right now, as of the time they did this, virtually 100% of the net job creation in the last year has gone to migrants.
Beyond.
That's in Chicago at 5 o'clock. Catch me there. All right, Jordan. Those are good patriots. Patriots could do violence during their protests. You guys aren't doing enough violence in your protests. That's what your problem is, right? So I know they're gonna say, oh, the riots and oh my God, etc. Right? So look, if you do things that are illegal, cops have to come in, of course, right? But right now they haven't even had the protest. So how do you know what they're gonna do, right? So if you want to prepare ahead of time, no problem. But if you want to say, hey, I don't want to let you protest, giant problem, giant problem. The second issue is, when you get to the specific issue of Israel, who are we kidding? Almost every protest of Israel has been shut down. They say, oh, we found some anti-Semitism. Is there some anti-Semitism in some of the protests? I'm not surprised by that. That could happen, and that's terrible. It shouldn't happen. Is there anti-Muslim tirades and pro-Israel protests in America? Through the roof, massive, massive. I mean, oftentimes people say, who cares about killing Muslims or Arabs or Palestinians? That's 10,000 times worse than anything said in the anti-Israel protests. But no action is ever taken, ever, right? In fact, pro-Israel protesters came into UCLA, beat the crap out of the peace protesters. The cops were there, they didn't do anything. For hours, it's the other guy's assaulted, right? But if you protest Israel, you banned, taken away, arrested, can't get your diploma, can't protest at the DNC, and then they make it seem like, oh yeah, just because we shut it down about Israel, now all of a sudden you guys are No, look guys, we're so sick of every criticism of Israel being called anti-Semitic. And you've ruined the word. There is actual anti-Semitism in the world, but now no one believes it, no one. Because the minute you say anti-Semitism, everybody goes, oh, that's probably a hero trying to save Palestinian lives. So, I mean, we didn't do that. The people in power did that. Jackson.
And at the end of the day, if the Biden administration had taken more of a stance to shut Netanyahu down, we just approved another $20 billion weapons deal with them. But if the Biden administration had taken more efforts to actually stand up for Palestinians, then this wouldn't be an issue anyway. You pointed out there's always something to protest about, and they're typically getting shut down, especially if it's more on the progressive end, because we're still trapped in that 1990 era. Luckily we're starting to break out of that, because the Dianne Feinsteins are pretty much everyone in the Senate is as old as she was. But again, really, who's to blame for this other than the Biden administration? Hopefully, Kamala goes in there and she wins. She can really set a different pace and really push for a ceasefire. But at the end of the day, as you pointed out, being staunchly pro-Israel, no matter what, is really just baked into the system. So much to the point that the Trump campaign is willing to say that we're going to deport pro-Hamas radicals, aka Palestinian supporters, which are American citizens, constantly dogging out the protesters, the students who are just standing up for rights. Oftentimes, like if you're 21, 22, 19, this is kind of when you're first starting to come into your political activism. You can't vote till you're 18 years old. So it's really discouraging for people who care about such an important issue. But at the end of the day, this is Biden's fault in terms of how people view it, and that's why he was on his way towards losing. One of the biggest reasons why he was on it.
Yeah, and so I know a lot of Democrats who get touchy. Oh, don't criticize Democrats. Yeah, how about don't kill 40,000 people? How about that? I'm sorry if we hurt your democratic feelings. And last thing on this is, look, a ceasefire is enormously popular in America. It's between 70 and 80% of popularity. If you don't do that because you would rather please your donors, then you don't get to complain about protests.